Alright, let's begin. Anytime that you're listening to this recording, just allow yourself to find a nice comfortable place so you can relax. And as you allow those eyes to be closed, if they aren't already closed, and just taking a nice deep breath now as you exhale, slowly breathing out, and just allowing that breathing to continue now. Nice and easy, nice and slow. As each time you close your eyes and listen, it's always nice just to begin by giving yourself permission for the next little while to let go of any worries or concerns that you may have, any responsibilities or cares, and to do so freely. Knowing and trusting that you'll address all the important things in life and at the appropriate time when you return. And so, any feelings or sensations of mental or physical relaxation you felt before, when either previously in a trance or at any point in your life, those most relaxing feelings now begin to return to you. And as they do, they return more quickly, more easily, and even more deeply than before. As the more we do anything, the easier it becomes. That's right. And you are now becoming better at simply using your mind to relax your body now. So, whether those feelings of numbness, heaviness, a pleasant floating feeling, tingling sensations, warmth or coolness, just allowing those feelings to return now, even as you continue to listen to the sound of my voice. Because in some ways you can be aware of many things, while at the very same time remain blissfully unaware. Listening with your subconscious mind, even as your conscious mind remains very relaxed, very peaceful. And you can relax peacefully because your subconscious mind is taking charge. And when this happens, you simply allow it to do all of the listening for you. Your subconscious mind knows. And because your subconscious mind knows, your conscious mind doesn't need to know and can stay asleep and not mind, while your subconscious mind stays wide awake. And you can have that time now to just relax, because you have so much potential in your subconscious mind that you don't have in your conscious mind, including the ability to remember everything you've experienced in your life with your subconscious mind. Although you can't remember everything consciously, certainly not all at once, not now. You forget very easily, and with forgetting certain things, you quite naturally remember other things. So, remembering what you need to know, what you need to remember, and just forgetting what's best left forgotten. And the truth is, you don't even really need to remember, not everything, not now. Your subconscious mind remembers everything that you need to know. And so, you allow your subconscious mind to listen and remember, even as your conscious mind peacefully slips and forgets. And so, as you continue to listen with your subconscious mind, your conscious mind sleeps deeper and deeper. And as you allow your conscious mind to stay deeply asleep, your subconscious mind listens and very easily absorbs all the useful information, those useful things that are said, as you become a bodiless mind, just floating in space and floating in time. Because your mind is not your body, and your body is not your mind. And with your mind, you can float right outside of your body to another time or another place, past, present, or future, real or imagined, an enjoyable place. Even as your physical body remains perfectly still, resting comfortably where you are, in your mind you can see, even when your eyes remain physically closed, you can hear sounds in your mind, even when surrounded in silence. In your mind, you can smell, taste, touch, in any way you please, and all without moving a muscle, because all of those sensations are actually experienced in the brain. Now, your eyes may see an object, your hands may touch it, your tongue may even taste it, but it is in your brain where you experience it, where all the signals are sent. And throughout your life, all the people you've met, the songs you've heard, the foods you've tasted, everything you've touched is all stored permanently somewhere in your brain. And although you may go years without remembering one thing or another, all it really takes is the right signal to remember seeing a photograph or hearing a song, talking to a friend. And memories come flooding back into your mind of where you were, of what was happening, how you felt. And you don't even have to try. They just come to you automatically. It's just the way your mind works. That's right. And so, as you begin to really notice those feelings coming back, those feelings of numbness, pleasant feelings of drifting and floating like a cloud, or maybe a feather through the sky, or like a leaf falling from a tree on a cool autumn day, gently floating down. And as you sink down to this deeper, more relaxing peaceful state of mind and body. That's right. And your subconscious mind opens wide like a giant sponge, ready to accept and to absorb, to respond to all the best and most useful information that's relevant for you, and helpful information that will propel you in the direction you want to go as this is happening. Just really enjoying the experience now, because you can learn even while you're feeling good. And in fact, the very best learning is taking place now, when you're in that calming state of mental and physical tranquility. So, with each breath you exhale now, going twice as deep, continuing to feel twice as comfortable, twice as relaxed, and twice as secure. And the deeper you go, the better it feels. And the better it feels, the deeper you go. So, as you continue to freely allow yourself this time, all for you, just to really relax and let go completely, and to continue to learn those things of great value for your own reasons. And not because you have to or because you should, and not for anyone else, but all for you, because you have already begun to make positive changes in your life. You have already made a powerful decision to change your relationship with food and with yourself in a way that becomes permanent over time. And you are in the midst of transforming your life, and positive changes are already taking place. You eat when physically hungry, and only when physically hungry. When that hunger is gone, you stop. You're eating your food and chewing more slowly, really savoring and enjoying every wonderful bite, enjoying the flavor, the texture, the temperature, the aroma. That's right. The whole experience of food, as things just really continue to slow down. It makes it so much easier for you to stop when the hunger is gone. And every time that you do that, every time you leave excess bites of food on your plate, every time you take it in a to-go box and just bring it home for later, or after you're done eating after cooking it, every time you do that, you think to yourself, it's happening. These changes are happening now. Something new is taking place. And when you feel like you might be depriving yourself because you're not binge eating anymore, you just tell yourself, this is a good feeling. This is a feeling that tells you that you're on the right track, that you're doing the right thing. And that feeling is telling you that you're getting closer and closer to that ideal body image that you've created in your mind. That's right. And you are learning skills that become more natural and more automatic over time. And you're making better decisions about food and what you're going to eat, and you're really thinking it through before you eat, instead of reacting to a certain impulse, because you're learning to control that impulse by guiding your subconscious, using your conscious mind, by paying attention to certain things, such as that movie or that image of you losing weight and making good decisions. That's right. That ideal body image that you have internally in your mind that you turn on whenever you make a decision about food. Because the more you do these good things for yourself, and the longer these changes remain in place, the stronger and more hardwired and automatic they become. And eventually, it'll become a habit. And that feels good. A growing sensation of enthusiasm is beginning to overtake you. That's right. And as you continue to eat, and you eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're full. And as you continue to eat more slowly and really just enjoying every wonderful bite, as you remember now and think of your stomach as being the size of your closed fist. My stomach is the size of my fist. My stomach is the size of my fist. And just using your closed fist as a guide and determining about how much food you're going to need in order to feel satisfied physically and emotionally. My stomach is the size of my fist. And continuing to think of that hunger level as being like a feel gauge from 0 to 5, and always waiting until that hunger level gets down to at least a 1 or a 2 before eating, and never eating past that number 5. Because doing so would cause your stomach to be stretched out and uncomfortable, and it would mean that your stomach had more food than it needed, and that would cause guilt, regret, and excess body fat, which you don't want. So, you only eat until you reach that number 5. That's right, because when you're at the gas station, you're not going to fill up that tank until the gas is overflowing. That's right, because when you reach that number 5, you automatically stop. That's right. You are training and reconditioning yourself to pay attention and to be in touch with those signals. Those feelings coming from the body of hunger and fullness. Your body has always been there to give you signals and feedback of pain when you stubbed your toe, so that you can pay attention to that part of the body and take care of yourself and respond appropriately. And so you are now tuning in to and giving more attention to those feelings, those signals coming from the body, and hunger and fullness now, tuning in so fully and completely that it becomes impossible not to notice when you're hungry and not to notice when you're full. That's right. Your body automatically processes everything you eat to produce and maintain your ideal size and weight. You are making your health a priority after years and years, perhaps, of ignoring it or just allowing it to play second fiddle to whatever it was that used to receive your full attention. Now, you are making your health a top priority. You've become tired of the old way of being, and you want to feel good. You want to feel great mentally, physically, and emotionally. And you're making changes and establishing healthy habits that become permanent in time. That's right. And when it comes time to decide what it is that you're going to eat, whether you're at home or if you're looking into the fridge, the pantry, whether you're at the grocery store shopping for this week's food, or whether you're in a restaurant and looking at the menu, you actually take the time to consider the most important parts of the experience of eating. Yes, you do take a moment to think about just how this food, this meal may taste, but that's only one small part. Because when you think about it, in the past, that may have been as far as it went. However, this time, you think about how it would taste, and then you would choose to eat it or order it. Now, what you're doing is you're beginning to think of taste, and then immediately you also think about and imagine how that food would feel in your stomach. Now, you know that in the past, there are times when you chose those sugary, greasy, fatty, or unhealthy foods, and you'd eat them, and afterwards you might feel tired, heavy, you might even feel sluggish, or you might have a response in your body that you just really don't like. Whereas when you think about those healthy, fresh foods, fruits and vegetables, the lean meats and proteins, those healthy, natural foods, when you think about having those foods in your stomach, it produces a different feeling. You may feel energized. You may feel lighter, more comfortable. So, you think about those feelings in the stomach, and that factors into your decision. You also think about how you're going to feel emotionally afterwards, whether it's when the meal is completed, when you're leaving the restaurant at the end of the day, and when you look back, how will you feel about that choice? Will you be proud of yourself? Will you be happy with that choice that you've made? Or will there be regret, guilt, because it was a choice that led you down the wrong path? And one final thing you think about before deciding is, well, this kind of a choice made consistently, because we are creatures of habit over time, what sort of impact will that have on my health? Because when you think about the impact of making the bad choice of unhealthy foods over a long term, consistently, of being overweight, of delaying your progress, of continuing to maintain more weight on your body than you need, excess, unhealthy, unwanted fat, when you think about it, you ask yourself, is this what I really want? And so, after you take the time that you need to just really think through those basic steps, those true benefits and consequences in the body, then you arrive at your choice. At first, this is something that's conscious for you, something that you're thinking about in a way that's new. In time, this becomes a new automatic way of thinking, and the more you do it, the more automatic it becomes. And you are choosing healthier, nutritious foods now, but willingly, freely, and enthusiastically. And because of that, your desire for unhealthy foods is fading away. Your desire for binge eating is fading away now. Because that volume of food, those sugary, greasy, fatty, processed foods are unappealing to you now, as it becomes impossible to look at those foods, to look at that volume of food without thinking about the consequences. Unhealthy and unwanted fat in your body, as well as those emotional experiences. You are evolving now as a person. You are wiser, more experienced, and more mature than ever before. And instead of eating that volume of food, you just see a longer movie of you suffering the consequences whenever you imagine eating that volume of food. And instead, you switch your brain, your conscious attention, to a new picture. That picture of you with the body that you want, that you desire. And you realize that your desire for that body that you want is so much stronger than that desire to eat that volume of food, that this desire, this new desire for that ideal body image is just so powerful, that feeling associated with it, that you just feel determined not to eat that volume of food, because you know where that's going to lead you. And instead, you make better choices, better decisions, and you eat less, a much, much smaller volume that fits the size of your fist, or just a little bit bigger, and just stopping yourself when you feel full. And you are done with the old way of thinking and behaving and feeling. You understand that cravings are simply thoughts. And so to eliminate the craving, you know to eliminate the thoughts, which is usually just a picture or a movie in your mind of the unwanted, unhealthy food. And every time you eliminate that thought from your mind, you feel more confident, empowered, and independent, reaffirming that you are in control of yourself and your life. And you're learning to control those impulses by learning how to control those images and those movies in your mind. Because you've realized that when you change the color of that image in your mind, it changes how you feel. It changes that craving, that impulse, that feeling. Because a craving is simply a thought. Removing the thought removes the craving, and you move on and do something else with your time. You control your focus, and you are focusing on becoming leaner, lighter, healthier, and happier each and every day. That focus is becoming stronger and more automatic. Just like when you first learned to tie your shoes, got to a point where you automatically would tie your shoes without even thinking about how to do it. And this works in the same way. And as you develop a picture, an image in your mind of the way that you want to be, you see yourself thinner, leaner, lighter, and most importantly, happier, with a bright, big smile on your face that comes from feeling good, physically and emotionally, in all the ways that matter. Your desire for healthy, nutritious foods is increasing every day because you want to feel good, not just while you're eating. You want to feel good all the time. You want to feel good in the morning, when you wake up, when you see yourself in the mirror, when you get dressed, when you go out socially to meet friends. You want to feel good all the time. And those healthy, nutritious foods create that reality for you. So, just imagining those healthy foods now, the fresh fruits and vegetables, the lean proteins, those healthy foods that grow naturally, and the more you think about them, the more you desire them. And that desire is natural and becoming automatic. Now, genuinely desiring healthy, nutritious foods because you are so focused on the benefits that you would receive from eating those healthy foods. Foods that you can enjoy without any guilt and without regret. You're open to trying new foods, even foods that you may have dismissed in the past or thought you didn't like. You might even surprise yourself with a new response. You enjoy many things as an adult that you didn't like as a child. You dislike some things that you love back when you were a child because change is always happening. Our taste buds change, our interests change, our bodies change. Even now, at this moment, the cells within your body are changing as the food you've recently eaten is becoming a part of your physical body. New cells replacing old cells. Hence the saying, you are what you eat. You are mindful of this change, and you are open to discovering new foods that you enjoy, that nourish you and keep you healthy for the rest of your life. You are making these changes and learning to make better decisions with a genuine desire to feel good, not only when you're eating, but all throughout the day. During all those key moments of your life, you're establishing good habits. You are closing the door on the past to what once was and what has been, because you've suffered the consequences long enough. You know what they are and what they were in the past. There was a struggle and a fight between your conscious mind, which knew that healthy foods would be better for you, and your subconscious mind, which was well programmed for those unhealthy foods due to bad habits that were formed in the past. And you are now eliminating that conflict as your subconscious mind, for the first time in your life, is receiving these messages. You are programming your subconscious mind to desire, but your conscious mind has known for a long time this is good for you. Because of that, all parts of you are working together. All parts are working together with you, moving you in the same direction. on the same page to achieve your goals, and this has all come from within you and for no one else. Because of that, it does not matter what anyone else thinks, says, or does. It doesn't matter what they want for you or what they don't. And it doesn't matter what they do, because your choices have nothing to do with anyone else. And that means no matter where you go, no matter what other people are doing, what they're eating, what their choices are, what their judgments are, their opinions do not matter. Your choices have nothing to do with them, and therefore their behaviors do not influence you in any way. You are making your own decisions for yourself, because your own reasons are good enough, and you are respectful of others and theirs. You allow them to be responsible for themselves, and you are responsible for yourself, as you are the only person in this world who you control, and you are now using that control more wisely and purposefully than ever before. That's right. And as you're becoming more responsible and making better decisions for your physical, mental, and emotional health, your body is rewarding you by shedding excess weight from the body. As each day you enjoy these healthy, nutritious foods in just the right amounts, your body is shedding that excess fat. And of course, you don't lose the weight overnight, as you didn't acquire it overnight, but you're losing that weight steadily and at a healthy rate and speed for you. Day after day, week after week, month after month, you are conscious of becoming thinner, leaner, lighter, and happier, healthier, and you are happy and satisfied with the progress that you make from day one. From each day to the next, when you see that initial progress, leaving a few extra bites on your plate, making a healthier choice freely, and really allowing food to assume its proper role in your life, not as a center of focus of your attention or your day or your life, but as fuel for your body. And as you notice these changes taking place, you feel enthusiastic and optimistic. You think to yourself, this is happening. This is for real now. And this is not a diet, and you are not dieting now, and you will never diet again, because you are making a permanent change in your relationship with food that lasts a lifetime. You are becoming honest with yourself, removing and eliminating from your mind and your life all excuses and reasons, all rationalizations and justifications, all these lies that held you back, kept you stuck, and caused the weight gain in the first place. You are now honest with yourself, clear and obvious, and you will achieve your goals, because nothing and no one can stop you. It doesn't matter how much food there is. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It doesn't matter what the reasons were for you being where you are or what other people are doing. You make healthy, intelligent decisions that benefit you and or your health and your body. And as these suggestions now fully and completely integrate into that same part of your mind that always does remember and that never forgets, you quite naturally forget to remember consciously now about all the unnecessary information. These suggestions are actively producing changes in your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors that move you forward and help you to achieve your goals. You're working together with yourself now and programming yourself for success, and that feels good. And so, as you begin to notice your body once again, which you may have forgotten about for a little while, and even that desire to return to this state of consciousness and awareness in the present, feeling refreshed and relaxed and more at peace than ever before. And over the course of the next few days, you're learning how to control the volume of food you eat by changing the images in your mind. And then in the next few moments, as you take a nice deep breath or 2, 3, just beginning to awaken yourself more fully now with each breath. And it just feels really good to notice those things that are once again happening all around you, within you. Beating of your heart, the breathing of your lungs, so that at just the right moment when you're ready, as you allow those eyes to open on back up, that's right, just to flutter open all by themselves. Eyes open, wide awake, fully alert, and feeling great.